Year. Humanity sets the agenda.
Me is a statement many of us are familiar with, which comes about during the new year. People make all sorts of resolutions in the new year with the mindset and passion at the onset of the resolution. But a few weeks, or if you're lucky, a few months down the line, this all changes. So what causes people to not achieve their New Year's resolutions? Let's find out with the Neuro-Leadership consultant, Satchmore Muchiriri. Satchmore is the managing director of a company called Ignite Potential Solutions. He holds qualifications, BSc in chemistry and biochemistry, a master's in management specializing in safety, health and environment, a master's in project management, and a master's in business administration with extensive experience in the corporate world as a senior manager. And his key focal areas is neuroscience with special focus on helping people leverage on the capabilities of limitations of the brain to change their lives and influencing other people for the better. Good morning, Satchmore. You're currently on mute. Can you please unmute yourself, Satchmore?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Good morning, Miriam. I think it's afternoon now. Oh, it's still morning. Good morning to you and the listeners, and compliments of the new year.
Thank you, and compliments of the new year to you too. Thank you for joining us. Now, why do people make New Year's resolutions? Let's start there first.
Well, the reason why people make New Year resolutions, it has become a culture, it has become a tradition, and it's something that everyone does every year. We call them resolutions, but they're actual goals that we make for the year. And we've been psyched by the environment that we operate in to come up with resolutions for the year. But unfortunately, like what you said earlier on in the introduction, they don't get to be realized for certain of the reasons that we're going to discuss in this conversation.
Apparently, only 5% of people attain their New Year's resolutions. Why is this the case?
There's a number of reasons why that is the case. In fact, what research says, research has it that by end of Feb, 80% of the resolutions that people would have come up with, they would have been thrown by the wayside. The reason being that, it is easy to come up with a resolution. Anyone can do that. But what we don't normally focus on is the journey to the resolution. We don't define a vehicle upon which is going to help us to realize the resolutions that we would have come up with. And as a result, we tend to fall on the wayside. And there's also lack of accountability. There's lack of discipline. A lot of us are not disciplined. We like things that are easy. And anything that is beneficial in life doesn't come easy. And we don't want to go that journey of taking it upon ourselves, holding ourselves to account, and delivering on the commitments that we would have made as a people.
All right. And why is it difficult for people to stick to their resolutions? What makes it difficult?
If you look at the neuroscience of it, why it is difficult for people to stick to the resolutions is that when you're coming up with a resolution, you're coming up with an outcome that you have never been to before. So because you're coming up with an outcome that you've never been to before, what happens at brain level, anything that is not familiar to the brain, it's regarded as a threat. And anything that's regarded as a threat, the brain tries to move away from it. So unless, in fact, let me say the dominant part of our brain that stops us from going to those areas where we've never been before. So unless we consciously challenge it and talk to ourselves and say we can do it, we will remain what we've always been in the past. In other words, if nothing changes, nothing changes.
All right.
So it's about fear. The brain, it's actually, when it does it with positive intent. It wants to protect you. In its mind, it's trying to protect you from you walking a journey that you've never walked before. So that's why you have to say to yourself, you challenge yourself, this thinking that I have, is it beneficial for me, or it's actually standing in the way of me achieving what I want to achieve in life? And then you can challenge it, because we have the ability to change our thinking.
And how do we go about changing our thinking and reprogramming our minds in order to take this New Year's resolution on?
It's all about focus. You need to focus, and like I said earlier on, once you've defined the journey that you want to, the outcome that you want in life, it's now about coming up with processes that can assist you to reach the outcome. And having identified those processes, you therefore need to be disciplined in making sure that you actually execute what's been defined in those processes. When I talk about processes, basically what I'm in simple English, basically, it's about, say for example, you wanna read 12 books in a year. That's what you wanna do. In a year, you wanna read 12 books, then you wanna be able to say to yourself, if I'm gonna be able to read 12 books, I need to read at least one book a month. If I'm gonna read at least one book a month, I need to read at least a quarter of that book in a week. And then you therefore need to come up with processes of holding yourself to account after every week to say, how far have I gone, so that you stay on the path. Because the moment you don't hold yourself to account, it's out of sight, out of mind, and it doesn't get done. What other people might also do, what I see other people doing, they end up having to, appoint what they would call a goal partner or an accountability partner, somebody that can assist in holding them to account.
Mm-hmm. All right. And how do you make resolutions and keep them? Or should you stick to making resolutions, or should you stick to creating more sustainable goals instead?
Yeah, resolutions. If you look at resolutions and goals, is one and the same thing. I think, like I indicated earlier on, it's all about where we're lacking. I think as a people, it's about defining those little steps that will take us to the destination that we intend to get to. Why? Because we don't have the discipline. So it's about disciplining ourselves. If you look at the world right now, it's full of people that are talented, people that could have realized so much potential, but because of lack of discipline, they don't get there. So it's about, identifying the journey that you want to go, identifying the little steps that you need to take, and holding yourself to account. In fact, I would rather recommend that instead of having to identify a partner to hold you to account, you gotta do it yourself. Because if you're gonna have to wait for other people to do it, I can tell you're gonna have to wait for a long time. But you can tell yourself that you can do it. We have done it before. People do it in other aspects of their lives. So it's all about discipline. It's all about focus. It's all about keeping the line of sight in terms of the things that you've committed to, and holding yourself to account, putting in place processes that can make sure that you hold yourself to account.
Mm-hmm. All right. So if someone wants to set New Year's resolutions or a new goal for the year, when is it the best time to do? Seems like we've lost Satchmore over there, and we are talking about New Year's resolutions and why they fail. You can share your comments with us by sending a message to our WhatsApp line on 061 766 0355, or leaving a comment in the comment section below. What causes people to not achieve their New Year's resolutions? What resolutions do you make every year? I know people have this resolution of going to the gym and sticking to it, and gym memberships are flooded in the new year, and they have this thing where they entice you. They give you like a really awesome deal just to call you there, knowing fully well that you're going to be tied to that gym membership contract for a year or maybe two, and you're going to keep paying for something that you're not going to be going. So before you take on a responsibility like that, sleep on it, as we've recently got advice earlier on. Sleep on such events and such things that you're going to have to take out, or that you want to make, such decisions that you want to make. And before you make those decisions, have a better understanding. And are you going to be holding yourself accountable if you do not go to the gym? Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody is coming to turn the TV off. Nobody is coming to tell you to put in the hard work. You have to do it all on your own. And you have to be disciplined as well while you do that. So share your comments with us in the comment section, or send them to us on WhatsApp on 061 766 0355. While we try and get Satchmore back on the line, we will take a break. Please stay with us. Are you trying a telephone?
Yeah, I don't know. We started getting.
All right.
Between us, take a minute and see yourself in the mirror. You look like me, those eyes, lips, you can't deny. Have you thought about why we look the same, why we feel the same? Don't tell me it's by chance. Oh, you're my brother, you're my sister, we're one big family. Oh, you're my brother, you're my sister, just one big family. It doesn't matter if you live far away from me. You feel, I feel. You bleed, I bleed. You cry and I cry. You sleep and dream. Sometimes we're sad, sometimes we're happy. You breathe, I breathe. We love, walk, talk, and we smile. Have you thought about why we look the same? Why we feel the same? Don't tell me it's by chance. Oh, you're my brother, you're my sister, we're one big family. Oh, you're my brother, you're my sister, just one big family, family. I care about you, and I wish you could realize there's no difference between us two. We're part of one family, no matter how far you are, and even if we don't know each other, oh, you and me and you, we are one. Oh, you're my brother, you're my sister, we're one big family. Oh, you're my brother, you're my sister, just one big family.
So I was connecting. I almost done with this.
You're my brother, you're my sister, we're one big family.
And the 12
You're my brother,
so you
you're
can
my
have to
sister, we're one big family. You're my brother, you're my sister, just one big family.
let's see, tell Henry if he doesn't come on. William's gonna have to.
Penny Appeal's Education First campaign helps children to get access to quality education.
I'm 14 years old. When I grow up, I'd like to be a scientist.
We believe every child belongs at school,
And we want education, a better education.
learning and dreaming their way to a better future. With your help, we can provide classrooms, desks, stationery packs, and school shoes. Help make these dreams a reality. Visit www.pennyappeal.org.za or call 031 1100 573. Penny Appeal. Small change, big difference.
What makes Randery Jewellers the optimum place for your memorabilia? Is it our range of exclusive, high-end, luxurious jewellery? Or is it our master craftsmanship of all your bespoke jewellery needs? We believe because at Randry Jewellers, we know just how to make your special moments last for
Are you winning?
anniversary or just a simple gift to love. Trust
Oh,
Randry
okay.
Jewellers
Good.
to make it special.
Okay.
www.randerydjewellers.com. Make your moments last forever with Randery Jewellers, the family name you can trust.
Africa Muslims Agency teams are on the ground in Afghanistan. Millions of people go daily without food. You can heal Afghanistan. Sponsor towards feeding a family at 1,500 in a month or any amount. Visit africamuslimsagency.co.za or call 011 834 8685. Africa Muslims Agency, inspiring the spirit of giving.
Rejuvenating media day by day. This is Salam Media.
Just finish it off.
Let me look for something to read.
لا تسألوني
Hello. Let's just finish it off over the phone, right? So we're just gonna finish it off over the phone. Yeah, so you can just stand by.
ونهجو الزمان لغير ذنب ولو نطق الزمان لنا هجانا ربي أنت القريب طلب حالي من بعيد يا ربي بطشهم شديد آذوني ربي أنت القريب طلب حالي من بعيد بطشهم شديد آذوني Allah you know what I need when I pray down on my knees.
Salam Media, a global voice for humanity.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media, and we are coming to you live from our studios, 90 Xavier Street, Robert Sham, Gauteng. Still chatting to Neuro-Leadership consultant, Satchmore Muchiriri. We've lost Satchmore earlier while we're doing the video interview, but we have to continue, and we will do so via audio. Satchmore, are you on the line?
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you. Now, we were talking about New Year's resolutions and why they fail, and you mentioned that focus and discipline, holding oneself accountable. Can you hear me? Satchmore?
Yes, Miriam. Sorry, I think it's breaking up from this end. You were saying?
All right. What are your take-home points and advice that we can make use of in order to succeed with our resolutions and goals?
Come again with the question. Sorry, I don't know something. There's some interruptions here. You were saying?
Or if you can't hear me, it's fine. We will end the interview there because I think there's some sort of interruption.
Yeah. I'm sorry about this. I can hardly hear.
All right. Thank you for your time, Satchmore. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Welcome.
That was Mr. Satchmore Muchiriri, Neuro-Leadership Consultant and Managing Director of Ignite Potential Solutions. Unfortunately, we could not continue with the interview due to some technical difficulties. But yeah, guys, if you want to know how to succeed in the new year, in your resolutions, you need to start off by setting realistic resolutions, realistic goals. Don't just do things at the onset because you see people, because you see everyone's setting a resolution, then you feel like it's a great idea as well, and you're gonna decide to set a resolution. But set realistic resolutions, realistic goals, something that you know that you will be able to stick to, something that you know you will be able to hold yourself to account, and you will be disciplined as well. We make resolutions because we feel like it's going to help us somehow, and yes, if you stick to them, it will help you. But some of the most common resolutions, that like losing weight or sticking to a healthier diet, etc., and spending more time with family, they don't really help, or they don't really work out if you're not going to be disciplined, and if you're not going to hold yourself to accountable. Millions of people resolve to change at the beginning of every year. And why? Because a series of studies into what researchers have dubbed the fresh start effect has looked at how temporal landmarks can motivate aspirational behaviors. The new year feels like a new beginning, which is why so many people often set lofty resolutions during these times. While this practice can sometimes lead people to bite off more than they can chew, going after resolutions can also present great opportunities to overcome struggles with willpower, determination, and ingenuity. So, what can you do to make it more likely that you will keep your next resolution? As I mentioned, choose a specific goal, a realistic goal, limit your resolutions. Do one and stick to one only. Like if you want to break a bad habit, then make a goal to break that bad habit. If you want to get healthier, make the goal to get healthier. And start small. You don't have to go dive into the deep end at the onset. You can start small with the small little changes in your daily life, like drinking more water, less soda, having more home cooked meals instead of eating out. It's all about small changes. It's all about small changes. That's going to be a huge impact. And put time into planning it. Don't make a resolution or a goal because everyone is doing it and you feel left out. So you're just going to join and jump in at the chance you get. But put some time into it, plan it, and brainstorm how you're going to go about making your changes. Start with small steps. It's always the small steps that will lead to success, and avoid repeating past failures. If you know that you failed in the past, failed making resolutions, failed sticking to your resolutions and plans, then avoid repeating those past failures. Challenge yourself to not be that person that you were in the past, and that you want to prove to yourself that you can do this. Remember that change is a process, especially if you're looking to lose weight or become healthier. It's going to take some time. It's not going to be you're not going to see results overnight. You're not going to see results in a week. You might not even see results after a month. But remember that change is a process, and the results will come eventually, and you will start feeling good, you will start feeling better after a week, as long as you continuously do it. And you need to be consistent and patient. Just be patient and get the supports. If you feel overwhelmed, like you can't do this on your own, try getting a support group, try getting a support system, a friend or two to help you out. And this can be a challenge for all of you. And you can even put in a prize to see who actually sticks to their goal and to their challenges. And you need to keep renewing your motivation. Motivation is something that you need to get every day. It's just like bathing, This is a quote that I read. Motivation is just like bathing. If you want to see a change, you need to do it every day. So renew your motivation. You can't stick to one quote every year, one quote every day. Read a lot of motivational books, follow motivational people, etc., and renew your motivation, and keep working on your goals. Keep working on those goals, learn and adapt, learn and find out how people do things differently, and how it will help you to do things differently as well. And those are just some tips that you can make use of when you are setting goals and resolutions this year. There's so much time left, and you don't need to feel overwhelmed. If your friends and family have already started with their goals, then, well, good, great. That's on them. So you don't have to stress yourself and worry about not having started something. You are still in the planning process, and that's still okay. It is 11:59. You are listening to the Mid Morning Talk on Salam Media. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.